Hello and welcome to hobby vlog number 189. I felt like I'd done quite a lot more hobbying this week, but looking at the clips I haven't, so that just goes to show perception can sometimes be incorrect, can't it? But it has felt like I've slowly been getting back into the routine, been pushing on with tourn.ee as always, getting closer and closer to getting that done, and also getting ready for ArdaCon in other ways. Now you'll see that in this video I start a conversion for a Orc Tracker riding on a Warg. Now, I've got the name for the Orc Tracker, but I do not have a name for his Warg. So, I already have, let me see if I can remember, if not, I'll grab them, I've got them down there. I've got let me get them. I've got Fido, I've got Pluto, I've got Wiley, and I've got Scrappy. There we are, brilliant camera work there. So those are the names I've already got, and I'll flash them up on the screen so that you know. And what I'm looking for is suggestions for the new Warg's name, and should fit in roughly with that theme. Yeah, please leave a comment below with your suggestion of what I should call the Warg. You'll get to that towards the end of the video, so I hope you stick around and see how I'm converting the tracker to go onto the Warg, and all the other little projects that I've worked on this week. So thanks for watching, really appreciate it. I'll see you at the end. Well, I managed to get this painted. I'm really pleased with how it looks. Might do a little touch up, make the eyes a bit more yellow, but that's near enough for me for now. I'm going to struggle to stand him up again. Doesn't stand up very well on his own. Anyway, so that's good. Very pleased with that. Purple spots on his back, purple spines all over his back. Prickles even. So the next thing to do for this is I'm going to find a box, which is what I'm going to build it in. And I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to do the little mousey. I'm going to have to sculpt that myself. But yeah, I'm going to get the box first, think about the mouse, and start doing the trees. The trees I'm going to do in my usual. You can see that we're only going to really need the tops. Sorry, need the trunks, the first of the trunks. So I should be able to do that with some air dry clay, which is good. Yeah, I'm really actually quite excited. I'm not sure if I'm going to manage to get that bird in, but I might try. But yeah, we're going to have a go, and I am going to try and write on top of the path. I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is going to be tough, but I'm going to try and get onto the path the words. But we shall see if I manage to do that, or if that is a step too far. But yeah, not a very long paint job. Quite simple actually in the end. I'm pretty pleased with how it's come out. I've been staring at this, thinking about what the next step is going to be, and I've realised why I'm struggling. And it's because I didn't actually mean to put, it wouldn't be this channel if I didn't make stupid mistakes. I didn't mean to put the that gravel straight on, the sand straight on. I meant to do a little rise with modelling compound. So that's what I'm going to do now. So we've seen me many times doing this, but it's been a while since I've actually filmed the process and how I get the mix right. So what I do is I put an amount of the modelling compound. This is from Geek Gaming, of course. Put a little dribble of water in. Just remember you can add water, but you can't remove water. And then mix it until you're happy with the consistency. Now I like it relatively stiff, particularly for this kind of a application. So as you can see, I'm putting in very little water. Like I say, you can add water, but you can't remove it. So just be cautious. And then when you're happy with your mix, and I'm relatively happy with that mix, then you can apply it. Make it nice and smooth. There we are. That's a good consistency for this. So what we're then going to do is going to come along, and we're just going to apply it here. Now I may need to make more. Looks like I might have done a little, made a little bit too small quantity, but that's fine. And the reason I want to do this is because I want her to be sitting on a frog which is in a pond, and I'm going to put some leaves, whatever they're called, you know, the large green leaves. Brain's a bit dead today, can't remember words. So yeah, I'm going to need to mix up just a little bit more. That's a shame.
But yeah, so that's why I was struggling to know where the next step was. It's because I hadn't done this step. And after this, the next step is going to be painting it a little bit. Probably apply the sand over the top of black paint to give it a bit of depth. So yeah, there we are. So what I'll do now, mix up a little bit more, and then what I did then was just wet my hands in the water. Keep your hands wet, otherwise it sticks to your fingers. And when it's gone off a little bit, you can come along and smooth it off if you want it to be smooth, or you can leave it to be a bit lumpy if that's what you want. But yeah, that's better. Oops, nearly made a silly mistake. Anyway, I'll bring you along for the next step, which will be painting it and paint and sand when I get to it. But now I'm going to mix some more compound up and just fill in these last couple of little bits. Well, I've put together all the models I'm taking to ArdaCon, and as you can see, I think I am going to need to take more than just a carry-on bag, because it's going to be tough to fit all this in. But I'm going to start packing that. I will show that obviously when I get to it. However, as I've been looking at my Chaos in Arda Force, which is this one here, I've realised that I need a Orc Tracker on a Warg. Now, I have my Orc Tracker here called Gibber. I do name all my miniatures. You can't really see that, it's not focusing, but anyway, called Gibber. But I don't have an Orc Tracker converted to be on Warg. So what I've done is I have lots of Orc Tracker boxes. I've pulled out a couple. I probably only need that one because that matches him. So I put that one back. And I do have a pack of Fell Wargs, but I also have some old Warg Riders. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a new pack of Warg Riders anywhere, which I thought I did have, but I've just been through all of them. I don't have it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to decide whether I'm going to convert it onto one of these Wargs, or whether I'm going to try and fit him onto a Fell Warg. Now, if we have a look at him, if I can get this focused in, let me just see. Yeah, so you can see he's actually got quite a wide bow-legged stance. So I'm wondering whether I can't get him onto a Warg. So what I might do is just pull him off, pull him out and see whether I can fit him onto a Fell Warg, and if I can, I'll just put him on that, because that'd be cool. If not, then never mind, because I do need to do the dismount Fell Warg. So I do need to paint up at least one Fell Warg, so it probably makes sense to use both. If not, then I'll cut at the base. Cut at his waist, and then make use of one of these and glue them onto the legs, and then take a rider off the other one and have that as my second Warg. But anyway, we'll see. So that's what I'm going to do, and I haven't got all that much time, so I'm going to have to get cracking on it. So that's going to jump up the list of priority, because yeah, I've only got a few weeks left really, and I am spending so much time on tourney. I've not got very much time to work on these sorts of things. So yeah, better get started. Well, today we had some deliveries, which is always exciting, isn't it? So I'll quickly show you what I've got. We'll come to the bottom three boxes in a separate clip, because I've not actually opened them, but I know what they are. Now, this is a Kickstarter game from Japan called Reigu Tenshu. I'm probably pronouncing that terribly. But we've got some MDF bits. We've got some metal coins. Japanese seem to love their metal coins. Got a 2023 calendar, which is just about going to be useful still, but some nice art in it either way. We have in Japanese, so I might message them and see if they've got an English translation of this, because that's just beautiful artwork. Obviously it's beautiful artwork, but it's not very much use to me. And then the box, which is beautiful, as you can see. So you had two options of cover artwork, and that one is the one that I went for. That is the cover artwork I went for. So yeah, a fantastic box. We have an English rulebook in here, which is good. This is, as you can see, it's basically a, I believe what they class a trick-taking game, I think, where you've got to like, I don't know, actually. I backed it because I wanted to support an indie developer, and because it looks beautiful, and it does look beautiful, but I don't know very much about the game at all, so I will eventually have to get to that. Now, I do believe, I don't think you can play solo.
Yeah, 2-player also. I do believe it's a 2-player game, but I should be able to play against myself anyway. So I will give it a go and at some point and let you know what it is. Game objective. Each player builds their tower of tokens on their secure circles during their turn. Then a player resolves their tower to collect Yang balls. The game ends when all tokens at the centre of the table are depleted. The player who gained the most Yang balls wins the game and becomes the glorious Raijin. Be the master in the arts of Raigo and aspire to become Raijin of the game. So, yeah, it's like a trick-taking game, as I thought. So, anyway, that's that. What I'll do now is open up these boxes and show you what's inside of them. So what's inside those boxes is a bunch of stuff from Mindworks Studio. So we have Cleopatra's Last Dance, number 17 of 1000. We have the Warsaw Mermaid, which was a charity one they did, which is in slightly different boxes, you can see. And then number 133 of 500, we have Moon Maid, which is just a beautiful, beautiful piece of sculpting. Now these will go onto the pile, onto the mountain. I have another piece of artwork that will be framed at some point. I am not going to unroll that, but it is the artwork for Moon Maid, so I'll be getting that sent to the framers and getting that put on the wall as well. So when that comes back, I will show that to you, because I'm not going to unroll it right now, but it's an A2 print. So yeah, just some more stuff. I've really backed off of this. I've been waiting for these for a long time. I've really backed off on buying things from Mindwork. I need to become a little bit more sensible in what I spend my money on. There is one thing, but the things I keep making things I want, but I'm being really strong at the moment. There is one thing I'm very tempted by, but yeah, these are all cool. And you know, at some point I will paint them, I'm sure. Notwithstanding, I'm in a hobby slump at the moment, but they can go on the shelf and they'll be there for when I get to them. Right, so I've had a look in the box and I've decided to look at this particularly awesome creature, which actually isn't that one. I think that's actually that one. So I might need to look again. But what I'm going to do, yeah, so I'm going to find this one. I think glue him together and then attempt to sit the pointing dude, which is this one here, which matches with the other model that I've got. See whether I can get him sat on his back, and if I can with too much, maybe with a little bit of a snip and a glue, then that's going to absolutely rock and roll. So very simple to make these. You just snip them out of the sprue and then yeah, glue them together. Doesn't take very much time at all, but I do just now need to work out where that one is, because that's the one I want to do. If I can't find that one, then I'll do a different one. But yeah, so I want to do this one here for him, but I'm going to need to assemble at least one more, so because I need a dismount, like I say. So if the Warg, if he gets shot off his Warg or dismounts and the Warg hangs around, I need that on the table as well. So get them glued together, get them glued to a box, and I'll bring you back next when I'm looking to see whether I can actually sit the tracker on the back of the Warg. Well, the good news is that was very easy. So all I had to do was a little bit of trimming on the inside of his heels, and as you can see, it fits on nicely. So there'll be a little bit of green stuffing needed, just a bit, but that'll certainly be good enough for me, I think. So that's really cool. So I'm going to get this stuck down to its base, and I'll probably paint them separately. So I'll just get that stuck on. It'll take a little bit of holding, but that's fine. Got a bit of hot glue. Yeah, I'll get that stuck down, and then yeah, I think this is going to be the other one that I use, because I've already cut it off the sprue, so I don't have to assemble and paint up all the Warg. However, I am going to tidy up and paint the other two trackers, because I may as well, because they're out of their box now. So I'll get all of these painted up and bring you along for some of that, show you how it looks. But I do have the look and feel of my one for ArdaCon, as you can see. So I'll have to remember how I painted that. Got a bit of green in there. Yeah, so that'd be fun trying to remember how I painted him. But pretty pleased with that. I do need to get this done urgently, so I'm going to crack on with this because I need to practice packing. So there you are, that was the week that was, and that's what I got up to. Yeah, it's been a good week. I have felt a bit more positive than it looks like from how much I've done. I felt like I've thought maybe more about hobbying rather than done it, but at least I'm getting back into the habit of it. Don't forget to leave a comment below with your idea of what I should call the new Warg. I will pick the best one and use that. So yeah, thanks in advance for giving me that idea. If no one does, then I'll just come up with something and it'll probably be rubbish. So hopefully you will come up with a suggestion. So thanks again for watching. If you made it this far, particularly really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot if you do leave a comment below. They do inspire me a lot and keep me motivated to keep making the videos, which I do enjoy doing. So yeah, I'll wrap up by saying, currently as I always do, if any of you are indirectly or directly impacted by the horrific war in Ukraine, then my thoughts do go out to you and anyone that you know who may be in that horrible situation. Can't believe it's still going on. Crazy, crazy. And to everyone, please do stay healthy, stay safe, and stay well.